everyone, this is Cindy, Creating with a Heart, and I did a little bit, not really Black Friday shopping, I would say, because I did it kind of from home, but I did go out on Small Business Saturday and didn't go to a small business, but I think I pretty much did my quota for supporting small businesses this Thanksgiving week. Anyway, but I went to Joann's because they had 50% off all of their kids' toys and crafts, so that included their Shopkins, a whole bunch of really cool science stuff that I got for Tyler. And so I did brave it. There was a line to get in, and it was a zoo, but it wasn't too bad. So I had gone early enough so I had gotten parking, and before I got too crowded, I was pretty much out of there. So today I am going to be wrapping presents, and part of that is, I'm not buying as much stuff this year. I don't have as many people to buy for. So I want to make all the presents beautiful. So part of that is a cool tag. So I'm looking at doing shaker tags. I'll probably do another video where I use Cricut cuts or do other different kinds of tags. But right now I'm doing shaker tags. So the thing about shakers is you can use any dies that you have. You can use Cricut cuts, silhouette cuts, whatever you want. So just some examples here for you guys. This is from Pretty Pink Posh. And so it comes like this. You get both these pieces. And these make perfect shaker tags. And so just an example here of a shaker tag. And they shake very, very well. And I used Polar Pals, I believe it's called, from Mama Elephant. Very cute, very simple little tag. It has a little shaker element. I think it's really, really fun. So that's an example there. And then, you can use anything that you have. Any of your nestabilities work really, really well. I tried it with this one. This needed a little bit more finagling to make it work, but I did do one. And this one is, I believe, from Lawn Fawn. Is this bunny? I think I've got it over here, maybe. Or maybe not. It might have been hidden away somewhere. Oh, here it is. And this one is Snow Day. And the Merry Christmas is from Cards TV. So it's just a little shaker. And then on the back, I stamped a to and a from. Excuse me. And then this one, and what I discovered is in order to really get it to shake well, the mounting tape that I'm using, I need to do 2 layers thick. Otherwise, I don't get a lot of shaking. Okay? And that was done, this one was done using this right here. Okay. So I'm going to show you 2 more, and then I'm going to make one with you guys so you can see my method of making them. Okay? So this one, I just used my square nestabilities. I just used the size that I wanted and a small enough size where I can get my foam tape all around. And I think it's very, very cute. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started and go ahead and show you. My nestabilities I put away, but I just used 2 different sizes of squares. And that's pretty much the easiest. If you're on Cricut Design Space, it's really easy because then you can kind of put your square inside, and you can do all your cuts right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So I've got, what you need is you need to cut this out. Your largest, well, in this case a square. Excuse me, I cut it out twice. Once in a background paper so that I could show through my hole. And then the other square, I'm going to use a smaller square inside of it for my shaker element. So you need those pieces. You need a piece of something for your window. So if you're using the fuse tool, that's a really good way of doing it as well. I'm just using some acetate, I think, that I had in my stash from Paper Tray Ink. Any stamps that you want to use to decorate it, and then your shaker materials. So I used a combination of Pretty Pink Posh, and I have these Lawn Fawn, bunch of Lawn Fawn sequins that I had from last season, And really, I've been trying to use up everything that I have, so I'm going to use these ones right here for that. This is hopefully enough for this. Okay. Excuse me. So before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this with my sentiment. And my sentiment is Merry and Bright. And this is from the Lawn Fawn Snow Day. And I'm just going to stamp this. Oops, I did not want to do that. Yikes. I want to stamp it in red. Excuse me, I have just... So I need to kind of stamp this off. Okay, so let me go ahead and not screw up and stamp this in the red on the bottom. Just kind of line it up and stamp it, and there you go. I didn't stamp it so hot, but it's good enough. Because most of these are going to go in kids' packages, and they're just going to destroy it anyway. Alright, so you've got that, and then what I'm going to do is flip this over, and I'm going to put some tape on the back. Now, this is not score tape. It's like this wannabe score tape. I was at Scrapbook Expo, I think it was, and I bought this thinking that it would be as good as score tape, and it is not. Do not make an album with this, because it will all fall apart. So I had to go in and redo my entire album with score tape. But for our intents and purposes, it's great for this, and it does tear very easily. And so I can use this up by doing this. Okay, so once you've got your tape down, excuse me, my allergies have been horrible. I've had a sinus thing for a couple of, not even a couple of days, probably a couple of weeks. And because the weather here in California, where I live, it's like 85 degrees, and then it shoots down to, 60s. All right, so once I've done that, where did I do with my acetate? Here it is. You're going to put your acetate down. Okay. And so there you've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and punch my hole for my ribbon or whatever you're going to use. I'm using a very thin elastic, so I'm making a very thin hole. And my punch is like all bent. And so what I'm going to do when I do my foam is I'm going to try to avoid that hole. Okay, so I'm going to flip it over, and now I'm going to do my tape. Now the kind that I'm using for this right now is I'm using this giant roll of 3M. And like I said, it needs a double layer. It just does. Otherwise, it will not shake very well. So I'm going to go ahead, and you'll see that it's all roughly put together. I do not do too much measuring. And sometimes I'm piecing it together because that's just the way I roll. All right, so... Ooh, that worked out really well because there's the hole right there. So you don't want to cover up your hole because it's very difficult to piece it through. Okay. So let's put this together. So I just, like I said, I piece it. I am not a big measurer. I hate measuring, so it just works for me. Okay. And the main thing is to make sure that you get it all sealed up so that your sequins don't fall out. Now, if you're using bigger sequins, you can kind of fudge that a little bit. You don't have to worry quite so much about it. Okay. Now, let's see. Hopefully, I've eyeballed this well enough. So for this one, I just cut it lengthwise because I want it to be narrow, and then I'll just stick this over to the side. Okay, so here we have all of our stuff. Okay, so now this is the filling part. And this does go together very quickly once you've cut all your pieces. So I'm going to pour all my sequins in here. Go, go, go. Don't want to come out. Go, go, go. So I'm going to not stuff it too full. Looks like I'm going to have a few more sequins all mixed up with some other stuff. Okay, thanks. Escape bees. So once you've done that, then you take all your pieces off. And off. And then you want to put your top on and kind of have to eyeball it. Okay, so, and then you could stamp this like in white or something, but I just did a little to from on the back, which I am going to adhere right now. And put this right here on the back. And then I've got this little stretchy elastic in silver that I've had forever. I mean forever. So, and then you just tie it through. You could tie a knot. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just going to do a simple little knot for this because I'm just going to tie it around my ribbon on my bow on my present. So here's that. Now you want to decorate. Now I've got, this is Arctic Penguins, I think it's called, from Mama Elephant. Very cute. I just stamped it, did tiny bit of coloring, and then I did the Santa hat, which is part of the image. And so I need a pop dot. If I can grab one here. So I'm going to put the pop dot up at his head. And take that off. And then I'm going to put the little hat right there. And I'm going to stick him right there. And then I've got these little stars, and this is from the Polar Pals stamp set. And in this case, it's very useful to have the dies because there's some really small pieces that are really cute. And so there you go. So here is my completed tag, and you can see that it shakes really, really well. So if you really want it to shake well, you need to do 2 layers of the foam tape. Otherwise, the 1 layer, I just find, for me anyway, for good shaking, it's just not shaky enough. And there you have it. So really fun way of kind of jazzing up packages. And so I will be back with lots more videos for the month of December. I haven't been posting as much lately because I've just been fighting this. Plus, you know, my kids, they had baseball, dance, Lily had her competition, blah, blah, blah. But Tyler's done pretty much as far as games go until the spring. So it frees up a little bit of time, even though my kids are super needy. Anyway, thank you for watching. And if you guys have done any cool tags, I'd love to see them because I'm always looking for new ideas on jazzing up presents. So thank you for watching. This is Cindy with Craying with a Heart.